Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes weekly webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at Find It Trading, I have the Blooming Sun collection. You guys, it's got a fantastic paper pad and all of these beautiful little 3D embellishments. They call them 3D push-out sheets. I can't wait to show you, you guys. So much fun. This one, the Sending Smiles card. Open it up here and here. And there's a great little 3D embellishment there. So fun. This is our giveaway card for this episode. So if you stick around, you'll learn how one lucky viewer can win this card to keep or share with a friend. So come play with us. All right, let's take a look at Blooming Sun Berries Beauties. These are 16 double-sided sheets. You're getting 12 designs and then 2 embellishment sheets. Okay, so let's take a look. You get a little card design here, and then beautiful double-sided. And the sunflowers are absolutely stunning. And the lace elements on the papers, the dragonflies, the stenciling, the birds, more beautiful sunflowers. I love the arched doors. And this beautiful teal color is on this page and this page. And then the beautiful butterflies. And then we're starting again with your second pages. And then we're going to go all the way to the back. And you get this fantastic sheet of cutouts. And then if you don't want that sheet of cutouts, it has another page right here. And then this fantastic sheet of cutouts as well, with this one. All right, so then let's take a look at our 3D push-out sheets. We also just call these, you know, just little 3D embellishments, paper toll. There's lots of things to call them, but they just punch out. They're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 in little groupings, and if you just punch them out just like this, they're held together by little tabs. And then we like using our giant wheel of foam tape. Okay, this is the most economical way to purchase your foam tape. It's 150 feet or 50 yards of 1/2 inch wide continuous foam tape. Absolutely wonderful. Debbie and I love it because we will just have each one of us have one of these on our desks. We take a short bit and then we just take some scissors and just cut here and here. And then you can just cut your little squares, or you can make them bigger or whatever you want. You just kind of have control of the size that you're putting behind each of these pieces, and then you're layering the pieces up. So this is the bottom pieces, 1 and then 2 and then 3. These are also foam tape options, and I'll list these down below the video in our description. If you're watching us on paperwishes.com, everything is listed down below the video. If you're watching us on YouTube, just look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that will take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. So we have 2 sizes here. This has 100 little pre-cut double stick foam squares, and this one has 400. They're very, very tiny. All right, so I'll list those down below as well. So yeah, you just pile them up really with the foam tape, and then they are just fantastic. So this one, you've got the little wagon, and you've got this little cart, and you've got this little box of sunflowers. Absolutely beautiful. And then we've got the little pail of sunflowers, this little circular piece where you're putting the layers there, and then of course the bouquet. The beautiful arched door, an arched window, and then just a little seat there with all of the beautiful flowers. And then here you've got your butterflies, your bird, and your dragonfly. Okay, so there's 3 embellishments, 3 3D embellishments for each one of these pages. All right, so let's go back and take a look at this card. So this one, you guys, I used the sunflower, excuse me, not the sun, yes, it's all the sunflower paper. I used this paper right here with the butterfly, and I just covered this card. So this one starts off with 2 cards. This background card is 5 inches square, and then this card right here is 4 inches. So I took 2 of the 5-inch cards and then I cut one of them down to a 4x4. For the 4x4, I just used this little butterfly, covered the entire card, inked the edges with a little cocoa bean ink and my applicator tool, my favorite ink, and then added some really pretty Jewel Dazzle stickers. These are yellow border Jewel Dazzle stickers. I added one here and here, and then this is the Sending Smiles collection. It comes in 3 different sizes, actually 4 different sizes, and it has all these different colors in one collection of stickers. Added the Sending Smiles in black. Then when you open this up, the inside I decorated with just a scrap, actually. It's from one of these pieces right here that was left over. Cut that and just put it across the center. Some more borders, a little gold pearl butterfly dazzle sticker there. And then on this inside piece, I just took whatever was left over here and then just cut it slightly smaller than the card. Added a little 4-inch doily, which I inked the edges of that with the brown ink, glued that there, and then chose that great little wagon that we looked at the very beginning, and then assembled that and glued that to the center. There's some more of those little stickers, right? So that was ready to go, and then I just needed to do this background piece. So this one is a 5x5 card with the fold on. This one, of course, had the fold at the top. This one has the fold on the left. And then I just took the card, you guys, and the first thing I did was I just cut using my paper trimmer. I just put it on a point like this on my paper trimmer, and I cut just the card front only from corner to corner, and just to remove that other corner. And then I went ahead and I just covered it with some beautiful little sunflower paper. The inside, I actually took the cutaway corner that was here, I cut it a little bit smaller, and then I used it for my pattern right here, and I just traced that to cut down this piece of paper. And then I glued another like scrap that I had left over from another piece, and then just glued that there, inking the edges. And then this piece right here, the best thing to do is just put, you know, your liquid glue, I used Cosmic Shimmer glue, on the back of this 4x4 card. And then I shut this card and then closed it, and then I just kind of moved my card around with that liquid glue a little bit. Because here's the thing, the most important part is that when you close this, this is right up in the corner. You want to be able to fold these. If this is too high, then this corner and this corner are not aligning with this triangle. You want everything to sort of align, and I found the best way to do this is I just stuck it right there in the middle of the card, and then I shut everything, and then I just kind of moved it around until everything was aligned perfectly. So yeah, this was a really fun one, and as I mentioned, this is our giveaway card for this episode. So what we like to do is promote our Paper Wishes YouTube channel. So if you're watching us on our webisode page, if you make this video larger, full screen, and you look down here, you'll see a YouTube icon. If you click on that, it'll take you right over to our YouTube page. We ask that you subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave us a comment. And then after about a week, we'll reply, "Congratulations, you've won," to one of the comments. And then we'll give instructions on how to claim your card. So you have to know your YouTube username, because that's how we identify you. If you don't know what your YouTube username is, when you leave us a comment, go back and read your comment, and you'll see your YouTube username listed above it. It's also a good idea to hit that notification bell, because we do 3 giveaways a week on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and you're allowed to participate in all of them as long as you watch those videos individually and leave us a like, comment, and you're a subscriber to our channel. So yeah, we hope that you participate so we can give that one away. All right, so now let's take a look at this one. This one has the little bouquet here, and that one is from this sheet. So cute. And this one, you guys, is a 6.5 by 5-inch card, and then I just cut away 2.5 inches just from the front right side. And then you'll notice right here, there's a little pocket, and it's a great little place for a gift card, another little note. For this one, I just took some of the paper and I just covered this point of the card and then covered this back part of this back of the cutaway part so that it looked nice when it was closed. And then just took one of those yellow jewel border dazzle stickers and just went right over that raw edge. And then I had a little bit of, oops, this one that I just took the doily and I just glued it right here. I like to apply glue right along the edge of the card and then just a few dots on the edge of the doily. So when you set it down, you have the whole doily right here. And then just turn this over and then just cut around that edge. And that's how you get a really nice fit for your doily. Ink the edges with that cocoa bean ink. Assembled this little 3D element and then just glued that right there. Got a little collection of gingham ribbon that goes so nicely with all of the sunflowers. So I just added a little bit of this green and just glued that right there. You'll notice I did actually use my blending tool with the cocoa bean ink. I did ink the edges of this a little bit. It just takes down that white edge a little bit. Same with this one. This is a cutout from inside the paper pack. This is also a cutout. I inked both of those. Foam taped that one overlapping. You can see there's also little border dazzle right there as well. And the greetings, you guys, came from, here we go. This is called Card Inside Outside Dazzle Stickers. And they're meant to have a little greeting for the outside and then a little greeting for the inside. And they come in all these colors in this one pack. I use the brown ones. And this is one of the little cutouts as well from the back of the book, the butterfly. The little butterfly stickers are from that greeting collection. Yeah, it worked out so nicely. Little birthday greeting with a little gift card. All right, you guys, this one is a Get Well card. This is 5 by 6.5 inches. And for this one, you guys, I used this one right here, and I used my tiny scissors to cut out around this. And then when I got to the flowers, I literally just did little V's and little mountains around all of the little pointy blossom petals. And then inked the edges a little bit with that brown cocoa ink just to soften the edges of those cutouts. And then you guys, this piece right here, the background piece, this one I had paper left over. Let's see, which side was it? It was this side. I had the background paper left over after this, and the paper was kind of an L shape, this paper. So what I did was I just took that L-shaped paper, I turned this over to this side, and I went ahead and I glued the paper. I cut it into a strip, I glued it here, and then there's the other part of the L here. There is a big open spot right here where I didn't have any extra paper, and I just foam taped this whole little box of flowers right over the blank spot that I didn't have any paper covering it, because I thought I don't want to waste a whole sheet of paper covering this if I'm going to put something right there. So I just sort of pieced this whole thing together. You can't really even see the seams at all, and it worked out really nicely. Inked the edges all the way around, added some of those yellow jewel border dazzle stickers here. I should mention, before doing the border dazzle sticker, here's one of the cutouts from the back, one of the tags. I glued that to the top so it's pointing down. After inking the edges of it, then I added the dazzle sticker right over the top of that for the border. This is the little Get Well from, this is the We're Together Dazzle Sticker Collection. And it comes in all of these finishes in this big collection of greetings. Added that to the little tag, and then there's just a tiny little green dazzle sticker on the tag. This is our lime green jewel dazzle stickers. Added that, a little bow right here, and then for the little 3D topper, used this collection right here. Just added that so it's just overlapping that little box of flowers. Then on the inside, I still had another little scrap of paper, and I just tore the corner off, inked the edges, put that right there, put 3 more of those little green Jewel Dazzle stickers right here, and then added the Love You from the greeting set. This is a great one to use up some scraps. All right, this last one, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card, and you can see here it's got a little bow, and you can see our little 3D embellishment is just stuck to the bottom here. You open this up, got a little pocket right here, little tag, put a gift card in there, and then you open up this side, got that beautiful teal paper here, and then I just took a strip of the leftover paper where I just cut this image. You can see that this is overlapping. Just cut it and I glued it on this side after inking the edges first. That really softens the edge when you use that ink on the edge. So this one is such an easy card to put together. It's one of my favorites to do. So here is a 5 by 6.5 inch blank card. And then right here, I just have a piece of white cardstock that is 4.5 inches wide by 4 inches. And then you're just scoring this at the 1/2 inch mark right here, folding that under. And then you're just going to glue it to the back of the card, just like this, so that when you open it up, it goes like this. It works as a kind of a closure, and then an extra little spot to decorate. Such an easy card to put together. You can see here, I've inked the edges and used that beautiful arched door and glued that there. And then before I glued it down, I just added a little bit of that orange gingham ribbon just between the paper and the card. And then once that was all glued and secured, then I added this white fancy border dazzle sticker. You can buy these by the sheet, which I'm always very excited about. I use this one so much. It has this great lacy edge. I glued that there. This one is the Celebrate is from our brown script greeting dazzle stickers. And I really love this one. I think it goes with so much. The colors are fantastic. Different greetings on every sheet. And then, of course, you know, I had to cover this one with that cute little bird paper, and then added another little border right there. The flap is now glued along the back. And then this arched window came from this collection right here. And just used this one. It was so easy to put together. And I just glued it just on this corner. And then when we open it up, just used some scraps of the paper I had left over, cut this one down a little bit smaller, glued the pocket just on the sides and the bottom, and added another one of those little white fancy border dazzle stickers. This is a cutout. There's some more of those little green Jewel Dazzle stickers, which I think looks so nicely with the sunflowers. This is a little cutout. And then this beautiful aqua paper we have right here. Oops. This one, I just cut this paper down and inked the edges and glued it to what was at the inside back of the card. And then I still had this other half of this flower, well, actually a third of the flower, inked the edges of that, and I just glued it over here, added Hooray and Happy Birthday from the Dazzle Sticker Collection. So easy to put together, you guys, and then it's just really fun presentation when you just tie up that little bow and then they get to unwrap it like it's their little gift. So you guys, we have a fantastic money saver on this collection. Sunflowers are just perfect for this time of year, and I think that they're just glorious for the end of summer and a perfect sort of step into fall. So definitely check out that money saver. It's right there on the right-hand side. All the items are listed down below the video. If you're interested in the ribbon or the dazzle stickers, everything is listed down below. And if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, just look, as I said, down below. But if you're watching us in our Paper Wishes YouTube channel, just look below the video in the description box and you'll see a link that'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. Thanks for joining me today, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.